they was going to be turned to doctrines of devils, saying you can't marry. And you see that's a doctrine of a devil, brothers and sisters. You're going to tell a whole group of men that want to serve God, say they want to serve God, they can't get married. They can't marry a woman. And God never said that. You're going to see the fruits of that. That's why they had all kind of pedophilia scandals, right? Why you think? What did you think? What you thought? You're going to tell them they can't do the other thing. Now you trying to fix your mind not to look at what's natural. I applaud some. It was some Catholic priests that sometimes they was like, skip that, I got a wife. I got a wife, got kids too. They get excommunicated, but hey, that's what happened. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. That's a bad doctrine, and the proof is in the pudding, because now you got child molestation all over the place. I'm telling you, they found some of them, what do you call them, the monk places, them monasteries. They found them where monks and priests and nuns lived together. They was getting it on in there. They found aborted fetuses. They found fetuses buried under some of these places back in the day. Because that's against nature. You're going to say, well, you're a man, you can't be with a woman. You're a woman, you can't be with a man. You're going to have them living in the same house. That's crazy. 1 John 5:19. That show you, he said it though. Paul said it. He said this is some doctrines of devils. 19, go ahead.
And we know that we are of God. The whole world lieth in wickedness.
Wait a minute. He said, and we know that we are of God,
and the
whole world, go ahead.
And the whole world lieth in wickedness.
See, and we know that. We know that right now. That's why the lesson is the whole world is deceived. The whole world lieth in wickedness. Like it say in the Old Testament, gross darkness covers the earth. The dark place, contrary to God. Go ahead, 20.
And we know that the Son of God is come, and hath given us an understanding that we may know him that is true.
Yes, sir.
And we are in him that is true.
Go ahead.
Even in his Son, Jesus Christ. This is the true God and eternal life.
That's right. But go ahead.
Little children, keep yourselves from idols. Amen.
Boy, somebody need to tell the mother church that, right? Idols galore. Little children, keep yourselves from idols. This is what the Bible telling you. And if you look at the biggest religion on the planet, if they show you the 10 Commandments, they're going to X out number 2 about idols and idolatry. Again, the whole world is deceived. Because look how many people believe this stuff and they go bowing to statues and praying to statues. Walking up to something doing this. Like I do to this net. I come to this net and I do like what? They do that all the time. It shows you how people are deceived, the whole world. Then went for the okie doke. 1 John 4, back up a chapter. 1 John 4. But you think he told, I like to read stuff out the New Testament because we got people say they New Testament Christians. Well, the New Testament said keep yourselves from idols, brothers and sisters. You ain't got to go back to the Old Testament to read the commandments to find that out. The New Testament told you. And you got a tree in your house. 4 and 1, go ahead.
Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirit whether they are of God.
Why?
Because many false prophets are going out into the world.
Many false prophets. So we don't take for granted. You got to try the fruit, right? Try the spirit. Believe not every spirit, but try the spirits. This is the same thing we've been reading from the beginning. Because many false prophets are going out into the world. Jesus said, beware of them. Everybody been warning. Paul warns. He called them false apostles. Same difference. Verse 2.
Hereby know ye the Spirit of God. Every spirit that confesseth that Jesus Christ is come in the flesh is of God.
And confessing go more than with your mouth too. Because he said don't worship him in word only, but in deed. But go ahead.
And every spirit that confesses not that Jesus Christ is come in the flesh is not of God.
See, that's a clear way to root them out. If they kicking on Jesus, got a problem with Jesus, well, you know they off. But you got to dig deeper than that nowadays, because he warned us of them coming with another Jesus. So you still got to go a little deeper, but go ahead.
And this is that spirit of Antichrist, whereof ye have heard that it should come. And even now already is it in the world.
Yes, sir, it's here. The whole world is deceived. Go ahead.
Ye are of God.
You are of God. Go ahead.
Little children, and have overcome them.
Okay, we went a little too far. That's good. Let's go to the 2nd John, next book over. 2nd John. 2nd John, and it's only one chapter, verse 4. 2nd John, start at 4, and go ahead.
I rejoice greatly that I found of thy children walking in truth, as we have received the commandment from the Father.
Go ahead.
And now I beseech thee, forgive me. And now I beseech thee, lady, not as though I wrote a new commandment unto thee, but that which we had from the beginning, that we love one another.
See, love, go back to the Old Testament, to the law, but keep going.
And this is love, that we walk after his commandments.
Somebody need to tell somebody that, because they done made like the commandments done away with. We can just got some new brand of love. But go ahead, keep going.
This is the commandment, that as ye have heard from the beginning, ye should walk in it.
But why we don't know this, and why don't nobody else know it? Let's see, verse 7.
For many deceivers are entered into the world.
Many deceivers are entered into the world. So we can't be out here taking nothing for granted, can we? We can't take, not even, he's talking about in church. That's where the deception is started at. That's why things are so bad. If it was just politicians and wicked, openly wicked people that were bad, but all the church people were right, it'd be a much better world. Now the problem is all the church people wrong. So the politicians and just regular old wicked people, they ain't got a chance. Because they ain't got, and nobody's telling them really what right is. For many deceivers are entering into the world who do what?
Who confess not that Jesus Christ is come in the flesh.
Go ahead.
This is a deceiver and an antichrist.
Keep going.
Look to yourselves that we lose not those things which we have wrought.
Go ahead.
But that we receive a full reward.
So you could be with the Lord today and you can lose out. Keep going.
Whosoever transgresseth and abideth not in the doctrine of Christ hath not God.
See, whosoever transgresseth and abideth not in the doctrine, not just call his name, you got to have his doctrine. So if you're not following what Jesus said, if you love me, keep my commandments, you out of the doctrine. You can call on his name all day long. It don't matter. He said, many gonna say to me, Lord, Lord, I did this in your name. We cast out devils in your name. We did this in your name. Jesus gonna literally slam the door on these people. Bam! Probably tell them from the inside, I don't know you. You know why I say that? Because one place it say that in Matthew 25, they're going to be saying, open, Lord, open to us. He's going to holler from within, I know you not. I don't know you. That's how important it is. So you gotta listen to the teaching. That's what doctrine is. So it's not just calling his name, because they got that other Jesus. Got you doing all kind of other stuff contrary to God. Whosoever transgresseth and abideth not in the doctrine of Christ hath not God. Go ahead.
He that abideth in the doctrine of Christ, he hath both the Father and the Son.
Yes, sir. 10.
If there come any unto you and bring not this doctrine, receive him not into your house. Neither bid him God speed.
See, that's what I said earlier. You can't act like we all okay. It's all the same. It's the same God. No, it's not. How is the same God? You going to church on Sunday. I'm going to church on Saturday, the seventh day. That's not the same. Like even some of my Muslim brothers, they be trying to say, well, y'all Israelites, no, we ain't the same. They like, no, I said, let me show you some difference. I said, what holy days y'all celebrate? You celebrating Ramadan or something like that, right? We celebrate the Passover and the rest of them on the list after that. Unleavened bread, so forth and so on. You're not doing that. So, but sometimes it look like, okay, because we talking about black people, we all the same. Look, that's not it. Yeah, we know who to, and we know you don't have that right. Like I tell some of the Muslims, I say, how you acting like you helping black people, telling them something if you telling them they from the Nation of Islam? Where is that nation at? Where is that? That's not a real nation. Hey, we tell them exactly what the Bible say. We Israel. Not Muhammad. We Israel. So it's different, but people try to slide it in like it's all the same. No, it's not all the same. It's a big difference. And he said if they don't bring that doctrine, don't let them in your house, neither bid them Godspeed. Why? Verse 11.
For he that biddeth him Godspeed is a partaker of his evil deeds.
See, if you're going along and you're making him think that what he's doing is okay, you shouldn't do that. Let's go to Matthew 24, and we're going to try to wrap it up. I don't know about this heat. One day it's kind of chilly, and then it's burning up. Y'all hot now, right? Uh-huh. See? It do what it want to do. Matthew 24 and verse 3. But again, this deception been going on all over, all the way down to the end. Started in the Garden of Eden, and it has not stopped. And now it's terrible. We at the end of the world, and the whole world is deceived. It's going to go out the world going to go out backwards with deception. That's why the Lord got to come. We're going to see how bad it's going to get right quick. 24 and 3. Go ahead.
And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming, and of the end of the world?
What's going to be the sign of your coming and the end of the world? That's where we at now. And we deal with all the signs, the wars and rumors of wars, nations. We're in the middle of a pestilence. Hopefully this part going to end soon, but it's going to be something else. Earthquakes, famines, we deal with all of that. But notice the number one sign, the first thing that Jesus said when he gave them signs of his coming and the end of the world. Go ahead.
And Jesus answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you.
See, everybody heard of the wars and rumors of wars, right? Everybody heard of bad stuff. But why they haven't heard of this bad stuff? This is the worst of it all. He said, take heed that no man deceive. This must be important. It's the first thing he mentioned. What's up with it? The deception. Why? How is it coming?
For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many.
He talking again about people preaching. Coming in his name. It don't matter if you come in his name and you teaching a lie. Many shall come in my name saying, I am Christ, and guess what? They deceiving many. This is why the whole world is deceived. Now, we just dealing with this now. We ain't dealing with the wars and rumors of wars. So skip to verse 11, because this is the whole world is deceived, and this is why. Go ahead.
And many false prophets shall arise, and shall deceive many.
How many times Jesus got to tell you, Paul tell you, everybody, we can go back to the Old Testament, read about false prophets back then. How many times they got to tell you for you to know you got to be on the lookout for some lying preachers? Right. How many times they got to tell you that? Well, people not on the lookout for it. They assume all is well in the world. And the whole world is backwards. And you can't tell them nothing. He said, and many, not a few. See, that's key too. It wouldn't be such a big thing if he said, oh, we're going to have 2, 3 false prophets. Keep your eyes open. You might bump into them. But you're not going to miss these because he said many, right? And they obviously are successful because he said many false prophets shall rise and do what? Deceive many. Y'all going for it, and Jesus told you don't go for it. You just ignoring Jesus. And I talk to people personally sometimes. I said, you know, the Bible talk about many false prophets being out here. What you think? Oh, and they get defensive. Right now, I know my pastor. No. I know my pastor. But I want to ask them, like, did you ever consider that before I just told you that? You ain't never thought about that. So if you never considered it, never checked behind what he's saying, it's 9 out of 10, you've been duped already. You just don't know it. You've been sipping that syrup. Skip down to verse 24. Go ahead.
For there shall arise false Christs and false prophets.
Now keep in mind, these are signs pointing to at the end. That's what he's talking about, the last days, our days. He said there shall arise not just false prophets, even false Christs. We've heard of a number of them since I've been living. There shall arise false Christs and what again?
False prophets.
And false prophets. Go ahead.
And shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that, if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect.
Oh, it'll get so bad. And that's coming soon. That's still to come. That they can do some signs and wonders. They just show great signs and wonders. See, this show you, if you not equipped with the word of God, brothers and sisters, somebody come along doing a miracle, you're going to fall for that. Because you ain't never seen nothing like that. Somebody do a great thing, but when you got some understanding, as great as the miracle might be, you going to know what the word say, what the Lord said. The Lord warned you of it. But that's some strong deception right there, right? That show you how bad it's going to get. And it's going to be no excuse because we're reading this right in the Bible, right? False Christ, false prophet, showing great signs and wonders. That's talking about miracles. Insomuch that if it were possible, they should deceive the very elect. That means it's going to be a strong delusion to make you say, well, we know the truth. We reading this right now. Some of us going to be looking like, did he just do that? I might have to slap a brother too. He was say, man, that's deep, man. I think I'm going to go there. Bow. Now, you know he's a false prophet. He's still a false prophet just because he did that. Let's go to Daniel 8. It'll make you wonder though. Daniel 8, because the Lord told the end of the world in the Old Testament. Daniel 8 and verse 12. Go ahead and read it.
And an host was given him against the daily sacrifice by reason of transgression. And it cast down the truth to the ground, and it practiced and prospered.
So, and this is going to be down to the end with this man that's doing these great signs and wonders actually. So let's skip down to when he's going to do it at verse, I wanted to read something else. We just go to it. Verse 23. Go ahead.
And in the latter time of their kingdom, when the transgressors are come to the full, a king of fierce countenance and understanding dark sentences shall stand up. And his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power.
So this is the same guy at the end. He's a king, by the way. Fierce countenance, you understand, dark sentence, and his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power. Go ahead.
And he shall destroy wonderfully.
And he's going to destroy wonderfully. And this is a religious guy. Go ahead.
And shall prosper and practice.
And do what else?
And shall destroy the mighty and the holy people.
And that's what we read. We read that woman was drunken with the blood of the saints and the martyrs of Jesus. So they definitely want to get somebody that's trying to be holy, that's walking with the Lord, right? Because that's the only ones can really shine the light on all the lies. So they want to get them. But what else? 25.
And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand.
See, he got craft. That's witchcraft, prospering. That's what Jesus already told us, the signs and the wonders, brothers and sisters. That if it's possible, it'll deceive the very elect. Somebody that's know the Lord and know better is so strong, it'll make you wonder. Go ahead.
And he shall magnify himself in his heart.
And by what?
And by peace shall he destroy men.
He using peace. That's his calling card. Because he's a religious leader. Go ahead.
He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand.
Now you know he can't deal with Jesus, but he going to last until Jesus get here. He going to move into the temple, all that stuff. We're not going to read all of that. But this is down to the end. But he's operating still through deception. Let's make sure, go to Revelation 13. And we're going to end it in Revelation. We're going to stay here to the end. Revelation 13. See, the deception is alive and well to this day. even this guy going to be able to do the miracles that he's saying. Notice this right here. That's what you come with the mark of the beast. See, we ain't got there yet. We getting close, though, but we ain't got there yet. Because you got to see all of this stuff. You got to see this religious man step all the way to the forefront. He at the head. He been at the head for a long time, but he's just not all the way where he want to be. 13 and 13. Go ahead.
And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men.
See, this is how strong the deception going to be. This is what Jesus said he do. It be false Christ and false prophet that should do great signs and wonders. Here's some of the wonders. He doeth great wonders so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of man. If you don't know God and what God has said about this wicked, deceiving man and the whole world is deceived, you would go for this. You see a man say, I'm going to bring fire down and burn you heathen up. You don't want to listen to me. Whoop, and it come down and burn people up. You're going to be thinking, this man got to be from God. But the Bible is already telling you he not. He doeth great wonders that he make fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. And what?
And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast.
Oh, he using it as a means to continue the deception, right? He deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles. Those just miracles, which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying what?
Saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live.
Make an image to the beast, because they operate with these images, but go ahead.
And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast.
But that's different. That's another sign of wonder. He going to make a statue come to life. That's amazing in itself. He had power to give life unto the image of the beast. See, we got to see all of this before the end comes. You got to see it. This is where the world is headed, though. Go ahead.
That the image of the beast should both speak, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
See, and you ain't going along with the system, they going to kill you. See, you got a little taste of it with this pandemic. Just a little taste on how they will make you do what they want you to do, but this going to be full blown right here. He's not even going to be playing with it. Like, you know, when it was shut down, they said, don't go out unless you got to go to work, unless you got to go to the store. Oh, you might have to go to the doctor. So that's just halfway they was playing. Unless you're an essential worker. That's like, okay, well, I can still go out there. But here they not going to be playing at all. Worship the image or die. That's what they're going to be saying. That's what they're going to be doing. Verse 16, go ahead.
And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
See, he giving out that mark. Go ahead.
And that no man might buy or sell.
Now that's weird, because it's hard to, you know, even with this shot they giving out, they making it like that, but that's not it. This is not what we talking about here, but it's to show an example of it, isn't it? That no man might buy or sell, go ahead,
save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name.
Go ahead, what is that?
Here's wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is a number of a man, and his number is 666.
666. We know exactly what that is. We're not dealing with it now. Back up to verse 4 and show you what this is all about. It goes back to what where we started. It's deception, and the whole world going for it. It's going to be forced at this time, because people starting to get away from it. And if you don't go for it, we seeing they're going to kill you. But then again, we read that the woman was drunk with the martyrs of Jesus, with the blood of the saints. Go ahead, verse 4, read it.
And they worship the dragon, which gave power unto the beast.
See, they worshiping the dragon, and that's how the beast got power. Didn't get power on their own. That's why I said a man's power going to be mighty, but not by his own. Well, ultimately it's coming from Satan, the one that got kicked out that deceived the whole world. So no wonder the whole world is deceived. Go ahead.
And they worship the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast, who is able to make war with him.
So that lets you know this beast is a kingdom, the revived Roman Empire. But religion, false religion, is the calling card. See, they're going to have to give the papacy its due because he the one kept the kingdom from dying all the way out. They all know that. Even though they wouldn't want to necessarily, they're going to have to give the papacy its due. But go ahead.
And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemy. And power was given unto him to continue 42 months.
3.5 years. Keep going.
And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against God.
So you don't like God? This is in this world it's going to happen. Just straight up. Been doing it, but it's been in the background. Average person don't know it. Everybody going to know this, whether you believe it or not. Go ahead.
To blaspheme his name. And his tabernacle, and them that dwell in heaven.
Verse 7.
And it was given unto him to make war with the saints.
No, he don't like the saints at all. So if you're a saint and knowing really how the saints operate, there is no rapture. If you're a saint, you the ones he going to be really looking for. You're at the head of his hit list. It was given unto him to make war with the saints and to what?
And to overcome them.
So we know even some saints going to have to die, brothers and sisters. So we need to gird up with that mindset. We hope we escape. I want to escape. We want to flee to the wilderness. But everybody can't make it because some saints going to die, right? And to overcome them. Go ahead.
And power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations.
He got power worldwide. But go ahead, 8.
And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him.
Wait a minute. All that dwell on the earth shall worship him. Obviously, it don't mean absolutely every single solitary person, right? But as a whole, everybody going for the okie doke. And you know if you're going for the okie doke already, if you don't want to go for it, but if you weak and they put a little pressure on you like you seen with this shot, people gonna go for it. Put a little heat on the stove for you and say, put your hands over there. You're gonna be like, okay, I'll take it. That's what the game plan is, right? He said, and all that dwell on the earth shall worship him. Go ahead.
Whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world.
That means you're not gonna make it. You're not in the book of life, and you're not going to make it into the kingdom. You're going to the lake of fire. That's why you worship, because your name's not in the book of life. The people whose name's in the book of life, they're not going for it. Even if they have to die. We got examples of that. But let's go to Revelation 11. But notice, we at the end of the world, brothers and sisters, and it's about some worship, but some false worship. False worship. The whole world is deceived. See, it's okay to play around with the devil when the issue not being forced. But when the issue get forced, you just got to outright say, okay, I'm going to worship the devil or I'm going to die. Then it gets serious. That's when it get real serious. Right now, it don't matter. You can play like, yeah, you believe in God. It ain't really no fine line to determine it. But here is going to be a fine line. Revelation 11:1. Go ahead.
And there was given me a reed like unto a rod. And the angel stood, saying, Rise, and measure the temple of God.
Go ahead.
And the altar, and them that worship therein.
Go ahead.
But the court which is without the temple leave out, and measure it not.
Go ahead.
For it is given unto the Gentiles, and the holy city shall they tread under foot 42 months.
There you go again, 3.5 years. We just read that where? In Revelation 13, 3.5 years. That's how long Tribulation had a lesson on that recently. Not 7 years, 3.5 years. 42 months. Notice it's the Gentiles, right?
Yes, sir.
That's who run the world. They the ones under this overseeing this deception. But again, the world was deceived before they got in charge, but they perpetuated and made it work to the end. The Gentiles is going to have that part of the Temple Mount area, the court area. It's given to the Gentiles, and the holy city shall they tread underfoot 42 months. But God is merciful, brothers and sisters. He's not going to let this man have this power from Satan and trick everybody without somebody still being here to counterbalance and be able to be on his level and say, no, he's wrong. He's a lie. But they're going to look like people like us. They're going to look like people like us, dressed worse than us. This is nice for what they probably going to have on. Because the Bible talking about sackcloth. So in other words, everybody look at them as opposed to a man with a big white gown on, a big cross, a big fish hat on his head. You know, if you looking for appearances, you're going to go with him. That's the big rulership over here. These some jakes look like they come out the alley. But the difference is, still, they're going to be telling the truth. Notice, verse 3. See, the Lord is merciful. This is the mercy of the Lord, that he going to have some servants out here to show the other side of things. Where if you don't want to go for the deception, you don't have to. That's why we here now to show people, to warn people. Go ahead, verse 3.
And I will give power unto my 2 witnesses.
See, at the same time when the Gentiles trying down the holy city, God said, I got 2 witnesses I'm going to give power. They're going to need power because these people running amok. They're going to be running amok, killing saints. So, only way these men going to survive is they got power. Go ahead.
And they shall prophesy 1,260 days, clothed in sackcloth.
Clothed in sackcloth, so you'll recognize them. So they in sackcloth as opposed to the man with a great gown on, riding in a bulletproof shield thing. They in sackcloth. But they telling the truth. See, that shows you don't know where the truth coming from. You can't believe all the glitter and the hype. They going to have power to do it too, because if they don't, the man will kill them immediately. Verse 4.
These are the 2 olive trees and the 2 candlesticks standing before the God of the earth.
See, they got a place in the Old Testament. Go ahead.
And if any man will hurt them, fire proceedeth out of their mouth and devoureth their enemies. And if any man will hurt them, he must in this manner be killed.
So they defending themselves. And you got examples of that. You got Elijah in the Old Testament. The king sent some men after him, told him to come here because he told the truth about something. But go get him and bring him here. And he sent a captain and 50 men after one prophet. And Elijah, and they said, come down off the mountain, you man of God. And he said, if I be a man of God, let fire come down and burn y'all up. Because he was scared. He like, ain't no telling what they going to do to me. And fire came down and burned them up. But really, it was protection. And that's what they going to have power. They not just killing people to be killing people, but they going to have to defend themselves. That's why I said, if any man will hurt them, fire proceed out of their mouth and devour their enemy. I never thought it's like some dragon fire, ooh, like that. I think it's just like Elijah. You seen it. They gonna call it, it's gonna come. But go ahead.
These have power to shut heaven, that it rain not in the days of their prophecy.
Oh, Elijah did that. Moses did. Did Moses do it? No, he turned the water to blood. But Elijah did that where he shut up heaven, that it didn't rain for 3.5 years back then. But go ahead.
And have power over waters to turn them to blood.
Moses did that, but go ahead.
And to smite the earth with all plagues, as often as they will.
So they got some power from God, but pay attention. Now, to show you that this is the epitome of the whole world being deceived, we looking at this, we know they men of God. But let's see what the world think about them. Go ahead.
And when they shall have finished their testimony, the beast that ascended out of the bottomless pit shall make war against them, and shall overtake them, and overcome kill them. Overcome them and kill them.
So they gonna die in the end. They gonna die. See, saints often have to die where they no different. They are going to die, but they gonna do their job for 3.5 years. It's over now. So they gonna die right at the end. And what's gonna happen? Verse 8.
And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified.
So they're going to leave their dead bodies. They actually happy. Who happy? The whole world is happy. Because these men going to be known all over the world because stuff, you know, they're going to be televising stuff and everything. You going to know. I guess the revolution will be televised. But go ahead.
And they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves.
See, they not going to bury them. Go ahead.
And they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them.
Now they that dwell on the earth rejoicing over the death of 2 great prophets of God. 2 witnesses. Go ahead.
And make merry.
And make merry. They got an early Christmas.
And shall send gifts one to another.
And send gifts. They that happy, right? We got them. Because they was a thorn in the beast and the false prophet's side. They was a thorn in their side. And not letting them run away with the world and trick everybody. Because remember, the beast, the false prophet, going to be able to do miracles, make fire come down and do this, make a statue talk. But they're going to have power too. So now, who you going to believe now? You need to listen to the message to know who right. That's what you got to do. You can't just go by the miracles. We can, you know, like Moses did miracles, then Pharaoh's magicians did miracles. They was able to do some tricks. So now, who was right? Did that make them right like Moses? No, they was wrong. But go ahead.
Because these 2 prophets tormented them that dwell on the earth.
Go ahead. They happy because they felt they tormented them. But if they didn't have that power, they would have been dead a long time ago. Go ahead.
And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from God entered into them.
See, this is how the world go in with 2 prophets being killed and the world rejoicing over. But they're going to be dead for 3 days and a half. They thought it was over. They're going to do like, you know, you get in a fight or something and people might have got the best of it and you come back and say, it ain't over. Right. I've been in that situation. So, that's what they're going to do. It's after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from God entered into them and what?
And they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them.
Oh, they shook up now. Go ahead.
And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, Come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud.
See, this is actually the resurrection. It's the resurrection now. But go ahead.
And their enemies beheld them. And the same hour was there a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell, and in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000.
Go ahead.
And the remnant were affrighted, and gave glory to the God of heaven.
Go ahead.
The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly.
Go ahead.
And the 7th angel sounded, and there was great voices in heaven saying, The kingdom of this world are become the kingdoms of our Lord and of his Christ, and he shall reign forever and ever.
Now we at the end of the story. The Lord is taking over the world, brothers and sisters. He's taking over and he's going to clear all the deception off the map. But this is how it's going to end. But let's look at 2 more things. Revelation 16. Because when the trumpet sound and the announcement is made that it's time for the Lord to take over, these people still so deceived. They're going to say, no, we ain't going to let that happen. No, we're going to fight you, Jesus. They might not, they're going to probably act like it's an alien, but still, they're going to be like, no,